Come on, am I the only one who thinks Santa Claus is part of the Taliban? Come on now. Think about it. Big beard. Lives up north. Likes to work with little boys. Thinks everybody is a ho ho ho. Definitely Taliban. Haven't you heard the song he sings now? You better shout, you better cry, you better convert. I'm telling you why the Taliban are coming to town. You better burn your CDs and you grow your facial hair. And I just soiled my underwear, 'cause the Taliban are coming to town. They see you when you're naughty. They see you when you're mean. They are prepared to kill themselves, and the Sri Lankan cricket team as well. So hide all your Western toys. Don't bring out your 8-year-old boys. The Taliban are coming to town. One thing people don't talk about a lot in Pakistan, or even Pakistanis abroad, is terrorism. You know, we think that if we talk about terrorism, we're talking about religion. And that's not true. I think terrorism and religion are two separate things. And it's time we started talking about it. Right? Right? Anyway, back to Pakistan, back to jokes. You know, these days we have a sugar crisis going on. We have a wheat crisis. And what are we importing most? Terrorists. Yes, there's terrorists coming from England, terrorists coming from America. I wonder if Mullah Umar is sitting with his friends right now saying, where do you get your terrorists from? Really? I get mine from England. Seriously.
To not do jokes on terrorism would be weird. Because, I mean, you and I write about the things that are bothering us. And terrorism is bothering us right now, that's for sure. So for me, it's one of those things where there's terrorism, it's happening, and it's upsetting to me. And my whole take on it's always been trying to understand why they're doing what they're doing. So I'm trying to find the funny in it, but I am genuinely trying to understand their mindset and everything in the process.
That is important that you're far away when doing the jokes. I think, well, it's happening, so anything's game. And I mean, that's a terrorist. He just spoiled my interview. That's terrorism right there.
Do you know how they discovered all these terrorists were coming? They started hearing them over the radio in the tribal areas, and they just didn't know that much Urdu, so they were like, "Hatiyar lekar aao," and then kills them with it. Yeah, just shoot them with it. You know, that's what they started hearing. So obviously, the army can't catch any of these terrorists. They can hardly understand them. You know, they're having a meeting right now, going, "We know they have the bomb in it, but we don't know what it is. Is it a car? Is it a bus?"
If you Google my name in any form, it's Ali Sayyid or Sayyid Ali, like the first 20 pages are different terrorists with that name. Matter of fact, season 2 of 24, that was the terrorist's name. Besides the fact that I'm brown, that I have the biggest terrorist name out there.
And I don't understand why these kids who live in America and England have to decide to come here and decide to be trained and everything, because nobody asked them to come here, you know? They didn't see some kind of bat symbol in the sky and some big suicide vest in the sky and say, "Oh my God, we need to come help them." And I look at these guys and I think, and it breaks my heart, you know, when we look at them, because I think, what a waste of a good passport. Do you know how many of us would die for that passport? None of us. That's my point. You know, like, to anyone who's thinking of coming, please don't come. You know, please don't come here. If you really want to come, come, you know, filter some water. We need that. Come, bring some batteries. We need batteries for devices that are not remote controlled. At least we finally get to say the words we've always wanted to say. Bloody foreigners. You know? Because these guys, they're foreigners and they're terrorists. Take the two most annoying groups of people in the world
and put them into one super annoying group, and that is the foreigner terrorist. They don't know if they should blow up a checkpost or ask that checkpost for directions to blow up the next checkpost because they're all foreigners.
We do not agree with what you're doing. Actually, suicide, I do not believe that people should kill themselves, that there should be suicide bombers. But since I'm sitting in Australia, I can have that view.
It's not Australia, just trying to...
It's Australia.
Does that look like Australia to you?
I lied, it's New Zealand. Which some people consider Australia because it's so close by.
He's wearing sandals. Does this look like New Zealand to you?
Good day, mate.
So my visa got rejected because apparently I looked like a terrorist. Because, you know, it's like, come on, dude, even terrorists would not want to look this harmless. Which is, I think, what Faisal Shehzad did. He's a dick. Because his beard looks like my beard. Everyone looks at his picture online and they're like, oh my god, why did he do this to Pakistan? I look at it, I'm like, why did you do this to me? You bastard, you could have shaved your beard. He looks like me, he does, except for glasses, I'm screwed. I can never travel abroad again. I mean, just, yeah, I might as well throw my passport out the window at this point.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Faisal messed it up for all of us.
Faisal messed up for a lot of people. And I think the worst point about him is that he doesn't have the name like Baitullah Masood or Ajmal Kasab. He sounds like a guy you could go to Espresso and have coffee with. And so that's really thrown everyone for a loop. And even though, like, on my visa form for Australia, I put down comedian. How could that possibly scare you? Like, did they think I was part of, like, an Al-Qaeda sleeper cell? We will train a comedian in the caves of Jalalabad, teach him, like, standard comedy jokes for the Al-Qaeda. Like, you know, what's the difference between America and Great Satan? Nothing. Ha 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 ha! It's funny because it's true. And then we'll send him to Australia. I don't know what accent this is, by the way. Apparently everyone in Afghanistan just talks to their nose. We'll send him to Australia, and over there, he'll bring the front row close, and then boom, blow the entire first row.
And do you think this whole terrorism thing is kind of blown out of proportion? Or?
Blown.
No, that's haram.
Another question I wanted to ask this guy was, where do these terrorists find their sponsors? You know, all of them get sponsors and gear and everything. It took us years to find these sponsors for this show, you know? But all of these guys have sponsors? Are their sponsorship proposals that much better than mine? Like, dear sir, I promise to put your logo on my head, neck, feet, torso, legs, arms, and really spread the word. Is this what's going on?
Here's my profile, just so you guys know my profile. Here's my profile, and I'm not kidding. I'm a Pakistani Muslim male in my late 20s, and I came to America on a student visa to study physics. I fit every terrorist profile you can imagine. The FBI has me on speed dial.
I look at them and I just say, don't do it, you know? I want to say, don't do it, you know? Because I know what's going to happen. You're going to go to a training camp in the middle of Afghanistan. It's not boot camp, it's bootless camp. Your obstacle course is a goat. Your trainer is a goat. Your best friend's a goat. You wake up the next morning, someone's eaten the obstacle course, someone's eaten the trainer, someone's eloped with your best friend. It's the middle of an economic recession. They call you and they say, we can't afford to give you a suicide vest, but here's this thong, you know? Some people prefer it. You go, you blow yourself up, you get to heaven, and all the innocent people you've killed are waiting there going, surprise, asshole. Where did you think we would go? Surprise to you this time. Oh, guess what? We volunteered to be your virgins. Congratulations.
I guess if a white guy came in and stole everything I own in the house, or came in and beat up my brother, or did something, I would have something against white guys. Oh, wait a minute. We do with the Jews. So, I don't know if it's out of proportion. If anybody from any nationality comes and says I'm Jewish, only because my great-great-great-great-grandfather was Jewish or wore a yarmulke, we're gonna judge him. So, we can't complain about having a big beard, going to New York, being pulled aside, and say that's racist. Because we do it too.
You see, they come over here to visit relatives, and they get bored. And somehow they go from bored to jihad. Usually you'd go from bored to a coffee shop or bored to a movie. You wouldn't go straight to jihad. That's why the Taliban burned down all these cinemas up north. They want to remove everything between bored and jihad, you know? Music, movies, girls, clothes, Ludo. Is Ludo haram yet? It will be soon. I'm telling you, they're working on Ludo as we speak.
What scared me about that interview was that at one point our guy says that what if little kids die in these attacks, and the would-be suicide bomber said, why do you think little kids are innocent? No one is innocent in this world. Well, in this country. He said no one's innocent in this country. And how can little kids be guilty of anything?
The last thing they said scared me the most, though, that this guy said. At the very end of the interview, he looked the host straight in the eye, and he said, if I was ever on a suicide bombing mission and I saw members of my own family there, I would blow them up as well. Yeah, and I was shocked. Because I was like, what if his family is watching at home? You know, they're like, hey, everybody, Abdul's on TV. Nana, Nani, Khala, Chacha, Chachu, Auntie, Papa, Khala, kids, cousins, everyone. Abdul, 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 Abdul. Oh, shit. Don't cry, Nani. Don't cry. He must have meant his dadyal. I'm sure he meant his dadyal. I'm sure he did.
Well, terrorism and being a Pakistani, it's...
Boom!
That pretty much sums it up.
I'm not angry because they're terrorists. I'm angry because they're lazy. I'm saying go to the training camp we all went to. It's called school. I'm saying do the jihad we all do. It's called a job. I'm saying end your life the way we all end our lives. Get married. Yeah.
The articles I read don't paint a good picture of the situation. Unless you're from Taliban, then it's a great picture. Like, oh, we're only 90 miles from the capital.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So the Taliban Comedy Festival's a few months away.
Exactly. I'm actually practicing all my material in Pashto.
It just takes one guy with a whole bomb to kill 50 people, you know. So there are more of us who don't want that kind of, you know, whatever their version of religion is.
Yeah,
but it just takes one guy with a gun
to ruin it for everyone.
to kill 50 people or bomb 50 people, you know.
And
so
the fact
not
of
that many,
killing 50
but
people will, everyone in Pakistan feels it from one guy.
And you know, obviously things are bad, and you know things have to improve. And who doesn't like? We want the Muslim world to improve. You know, that's why we do this. We every day we go out and we try and get on stage and we try and do comedy, so that we make this place a better place. At the end of the day, like you know what Muslims in Pakistan need? They need happiness. They need water. They need electricity. These are the things we want. You know, do we want global hegemonic power? No. What does hegemonic mean?
It's like when you have a giant monolith structure.
Okay. Boom! Say it.
Sorry.